Yes, once again, we are back with you. We greet everyone in Messiah name, Yahusha Amashiach, and we thank you, listeners and viewers, for your patience and taking your time out to listen to the information that is being broadcast through this YouTube channel. We thank you, and we urge that you continue to subscribe and to share the links with your family members, your friends, those close to you, as much as possible. So we have again to continue where we left off, Sister Cherry, and of course she's going to continue with the topic church. So please listen attentively as she do the reading. Go ahead, Sister Cherry.
Okay. Church as Circe, the whore on the beast's back. The Bible says, do not forsake the ecclesia, because the Bible translations botched that world-shocking statement into do not forsake the gathering together. Most people think this just means go to church. 1 or 2 hours a week of sitting in a pew, and people think they're going to heaven. Do you think that the word church is in the Bible? It's not. The name for a group of believers in the Greek New Testament is ecclesia. So where did the word church come from? Church has multiple streams of etymology. One source may be kuriakos, from the Greek kurios, which is Lord, as in house of the Lord. The other source of the word church is from the circles of the Druids, such as the circular Stonehenge in England, the Scottish Kirk, and the German Kirche, are from the early word Circe. The word church is derived from Circe. The name Circe is well known by classical historians. In his classical study, The Myth of Kirke, Robert Brown gives extensive meanings in the ancient Greek world and concludes that Circe's simple meaning is circle or circular. But it not only referred to a building or monument that was circular, but one of its main meanings was its reference to the ancient goddess Kirke or Circe. Circe was the great heathen daughter of the sun god, famous for taming wild animals in her circus. She also met Ulysses, returning from the Trojan War, and had an adulterous relationship with him that produced, as one of the children, Latinus, the supposed founder of the Latin race. And how is Circe pictured in the classical accounts? She is shown, holding a golden cup in her hand mixed with wine and drugs, through which she controls the kings of the world, like Ulysses. The goddess Circe is also found in the symbolic teaching of the Bible. She is the great whore who sits on many waters and 7 hills. She comprises the religions of the earth, all of them which have been infiltrated with the Babylonian mystery religion. Elohim says, I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Revelation 17, 2-5. What a clear biblical description of the goddess of the classical world known as Circe or Church, the great sorceress. As a matter of fact, when Circe, the original church, died, she was buried on one of the islands of the Pharmacusi, as in Pharmakia, sorcery, group in the Aegean Sea, in eyesight of the Isle of Patmos, where the apostle Yochanan, as you know, John, saw most of the book of Revelation. The name church, Circe, the great whore, adorns all Christian churches in existence. So if you think you're saved just because you go to church, think again. Does this mean we should just sit alone and read the Bible? No, do not forsake the ecclesia. You need fellowship with other true believers. Just make sure that your gathering together is a real ecclesia, not than just an adulterous Circe. Gary Amirault notes, Greek Kirky became Circe in the Anglo-Saxon, which became churchy in church, Latin, who finally manifested as church, daughter of the sun, a woman who had the power to turn men into animals. A reader reports that Latin is another way of saying Satan.
Wow. Thank you, Sister Cherry, for that great reading. I know that the viewers and listeners was paying quite a good attention. I think, to be all fair with you out there, I think you have to listen to that audio again and again so you can get the real gist of what's happening here. So we're going to end the program for now, but we're going to create, we're going to put together another subject area that is very much important. And the next one is going to be, we're going to look at the pagan names and give you the real Hebrew names. For those of you who say that you cannot learn Hebrew, I believe firmly for one to be saved, you must know the key Hebrew names and words that are very important, because speaking pagan names is not going to do any good for you. So in our next program, we're going to be dealing with the pagan names, most of them, and Sister Cherry is going to be right back to continue with her reading. So we're going to end now.